Hello, dear students. Good morning. As we have studied in our previous classes, that is on from Monday to Friday, regarding the nature of business and its types, its classification. We have studied business activities and different kinds of trades and commerce and ancillaries to commerce, to trade. So now, after studying these all terms, especially the features, objectives, merits, demerits, now we can decide that how a business can be started. But before the commencement of any business, it is mandatory to find the factors which affect the selection of business. Suppose that we are going to start any kind of business and we don't have idea regarding the X factor which can affect the business. Either it will help to accelerate the growth and development, or it will be the cause of failure in the market. So before commencement of any kind of business, we must have to think about it, and then we have to decide that which type of business is to be undertaken. So while commencement of business, we should have to think the following terms, because these are the most important terms which will affect the business or which will affect our decision for commencement of the type of business. So students, today we will learn that the various factors which must be kept in mind while selection of types of business. So here you can see the first factor is the scale or size of business. Scale or size of business means, it means if you want to start a large scale production unit, or large size of business, or small or medium size of business. Because before the commencement of business, you must have to make a plan regarding that on which scale you are going to start the business. So scale or size of business must be decided, and after deciding scale and size, we have to choose the form of business organization. Yet we have not studied regarding the forms of business organization. We will study it in next classes. But in brief, forms of business organization, it means which kind of ownership in the business you would like to allow. Either business is controlled by one person, either the business is controlled by the partners, or the business is controlled by so many members of the business. So forms of business organization must be selected, whether the business will be start in sole proprietorship, it means only one owner will be there, or the business will be under a partnership term, in which two or more partner will be the owner, or in terms of joint stock company, cooperative society, or the business is controlled by a joint Hindu family business, it means a complete family business will be there. So after deciding the size of business, we have to choose the forms of business organization. I think this term may be confusing to some extent, but we will discuss it in detail in the next class regarding forms of business organization. Simply we have to think before selection of the business that which form of business organization. If you want to start the business alone and you don't want to distribute the profit, and you are ready to bear all the risks of the business, then it may be sole proprietorship business. And if you want someone with you in your all activities regarding profit and loss, it may be partnership, or you want more and more person to start a business, then it may be joint stock company. So you should have to think about it. Now third term is location of the business. Yes, this is one of the most important factor of success and failure of any business enterprise. Today, as we know that there is a cutthroat competition in the market regarding getting succeed in the business. So there are two options. First is to establish the business in those areas where already so many business enterprise with the same category are established. This is so called red water competition, where each and every one is fighting for their growth and development and they are surviving there. And second one is fresh water competition. It means to start or to establish the business in those areas where such kind of business are not found, and it may be a good opportunity for business enterprise for its growth and development. This is on the basis of competition, but on the basis of location of materials, it may be also on the basis of, it may be localized, or the business location may be either in marketplace or in resource place. Then again there is a problem that which one will be situated near the marketplace or which one will be situated near the resource place. Then we should have to study in details regarding the business, whether the business is capital oriented goods, whether the business is producing capital oriented goods or consumer oriented goods. If the business is related to consumer oriented goods, it must be near the marketplace, because it will help to approach the market in at least cost. But if the capital oriented business is there, these must be near the resource place, so that the materials can be approached easily, and the transportation costs regarding carrying and carriage, loading, unloading of the material will not affect the business too much. Suppose that if you want to start a steel business, iron steel business, or automobile industries, you must have to situate or locate your business near the resource places, like where the iron, coal, these resources are found, because the carrying cost of these resources will be higher if the business is going to be situated in marketplace. And it will increase the cost of production, and after that, increasing the cost of production, it will affect the financial position of the business. So location of business is one of the most important term for selection or before the commencement of business. Next term is financial requirement. It means before establishing a business, we must have to analyze, or we must have to get a survey report regarding financial requirement. It means which kind of financial requirement is required. It means how much the business requires as fixed capital or working capital. And it means, as we have already discussed, the size or scale of the business. If it is on medium scale or small scale, still we want to know that how much capital must be in fixed assets and how much capital in working assets, or we can say that working capital or fixed capital. Next is physical facilities. Physical facilities means it includes machinery, equipments, building. This decision depends upon the size of business. Yes, if the size of business is large, we need more machinery, equipments and building. A large area of the building is required. A number of machine or equipments are required if the business is large size. And if the business has a small size, then the investment in machinery and equipment will be very less. Next is plant layout. It means showing the physical arrangement of machines and equipments needed to manufacture a product. It means plant layout means after arrangement of physical facilities, it means equipments and machineries and buildings. First of all, plant must be arranged, or machine must be arranged in such a way so that manufacturing can be done in a systematic term. There should not be any kind of hindrance, any kind of problems, any kind of obstacles faced by the laborers while producing the goods. So if the plants or machines are set up in a proper way so that they can be channelized easily and goods can be manufactured or produced easily. Next term is competent and committed workforce. Yes, this is also required, as we know that for any kind of production we need 5 things: land, labor, capital, organization and entrepreneur, in which labor is one of the most important part for each and every manufacturing work, either it is manufacturing of goods or services. So competent and committed workforce are required. If the entrepreneur does not have the labor in category of skilled and unskilled, then there must be a problem. So what is the number of skilled worker and what is the number of unskilled worker required, it must be find out before the commencement of the work, so that work can be divided easily to skilled and unskilled person, and the production process can be performed by them easily. Next is tax planning. Before commencement of any business, this is also one of the most important factor, that as the size, as the nature, or as the type of the business will change, ultimately it will impact on the taxation planning of the business. If business is operated under a sole proprietorship business, then there will be only individual tax that will be related to the owner, and the tax slab will be different. But if the business is running under corporation or corporate term, then the tax rate will be higher. So before commencement of any business, we must have to think that the tax planning will affect. So before commencement, we must have to make the proper tax planning so that you can save the proper income and make the growth and development of your business enterprise. And at last term is setting up of the enterprise. Setting up of the enterprise means, after analyzing all the terms which I have already discussed, entrepreneur can start its business, which would mean mobilizing various resources and completing legal formalities. Mobilizing various resources, it means resources must be as mobile. Mobility in the resources must be required, so that, because this is the flexibility which can be used according to the change in time period, according to the requirement of the time. So after taking all the decision, an entrepreneur can start its business. So dear students, I think now today you all have learned about the commencement of a business. Thank you.